Hi everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, I've got, I don't know if everyone else is like this, but I've got a whole basket of projects next to me. And what I tend to do is I tend to put them in envelopes of things that maybe I want to make or do. And I end up with a whole pile. And I really do need to get on with some of these because they have a reason. So I've just come on and thought I'm going to do one of them and I'll video it while I do it. So I'm not sure which one this is that I've got. But I have normally cut all the pieces out and have an idea of exactly what I'm doing. So, yeah, that's it. That's all the pieces that were in that envelope. I have already gone round with my scissors. Before I put them in here, I think I've cut the sort of designs that I want and etc, etc. So, fuzzy cut all my little bits out. Let's have a look. Now, this tag, I've got some carrots, little bows, some spring. I know what else I will need. I've got my vintage photo. Now, I think I cut it this way, which I didn't cut quite well. But I'm sure, it's trouble when you've got so many projects on the go, is that I was going to put a pocket, a little tuck on the back. But I'm not sure. Did I cut it right? Yeah, I did. I pretty much did cut it. But I think that's still going to be a little bit big. So, am I going to use that for that? Or, hello, spring. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to make a big card and put the pocket. We'll put that in. Right, let me get a card. Totally changed my mind there, people. Sorry. That's the trouble though. You put it in an envelope and then it sits there. And the project that I might have had in mind for it has totally gone out the window. Anyway, let's get rid of that for a minute. I think I made this card base, which doesn't look like I've made it very well. There we go. Right, we're going to go that way with it. Okay. I have not got that completely right. Let me just come on in. Get my bone folder. Straighten that out. There we go. That's better. Thank you. That's better. Right. So, yes, perfect. So that was the card. That was the size I was thinking. So, what I need, I'm going to need a just for you, which I've got this. It's bizarre that I've got this paper. I'm sure, no, I wouldn't have wanted to use that green, but I'm just looking in my little, that's going to be too busy. I must have got a piece out that would go with it. This has got to be my, oh, I'm wondering if that's going to be too green though. Which is strange that I didn't get a piece out. That's got lilies on it, which I don't think is going to be any good. But I did put that out there as well. But I think that's too much. No, that's got a little sticker on that. So that is definitely not for that. I'm just checking. No, it doesn't seem to be another piece. So that is not going to be the right. That's too bright. That's far too bright. That doesn't look right. So let me just grab my scrap green pile and let's see. Ah, there we go. I've already got a piece. That's not going to be quite big enough, is it? Just seeing what I've got in here. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Do you know what? We're going to go with that, I think. I have got some plain green. That's not going to be any good, I don't think. Right. Those are our choices, okay? With what I've got in my scrap. So, let's just imagine I'm liking that one. Do you know what? I'm not even going to try the other two. Get that out the way, and we're going to go with that. Okay, so let me just get my trimmer out. see what card size we've got there. We have got 5.5 by 5.5 by 8 2/4. So 5.5. That's going to be about right. So we want 5.5. We're only going to take a very tiny piece off because I want a tiny white border. That we might be able to use. Do you know what I've just done, don't you? I don't know if anyone watched me do that. Gone completely the wrong way, didn't I? Cut that and cut that. Totally wrong. However, let's not worry because it should have been, I think I said 5.5, didn't I? And I wanted to go a tiny bit smaller. So we are going to go there. I'm going to cut both pieces at the same time so that I know I'm cutting them the same. Let's join them back together as if we were one. There we go. And we'll start again. So that is not an issue because that piece will still go there. That piece will still go there. And actually you're not going to see the join, really. So let's get ourselves sorted here. And get that down. I'm going to use this because this is quite thick. Get it close to the edge as well. Right. So let me just come on with that about there. Perfect. And then that piece will go about there, which will be fine. Where there's a will, there's a way. I wasn't thinking properly there, but this happens. Never mind. So I'm only going to get one go at this. And that's going to be about there. Okay, that might look a bit funny at the moment. However, you're not going to see that too much, are you? However, we can rectify that. Let me just get my washi tape because I know I've got some nice green washi tape somewhere. Whether that's going to be the wrong colour. Let me just check my other pot and see what we can do about that. That's what happens when you don't think properly, Jenny. Got that one. God, I can't even open that today. My hands, my wrists are so bad today. That's pretty, like that. Right. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so there was me thinking this is going to be a really quick card because I've got everything ready in my little envelope already. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm just covering up that little seam. I'm going to cut that exactly on the line there. And I'm going to cut that a tiny bit more. Just going to pick that up because I need a little bit off there. Okay, so let's get rid of that bit. That'll stay with me otherwise. There we go. Right, let me get my ever faithful vintage photo. I'm going to go around the edge. A bit on that. Okay, just put the lid on a minute, pop that out of the way. So my original plan is that that is going to go there. So I'm going to put a very tiny bit of glue because my tag, yeah. Okay, so let's just I can't really use the tape because that'll end up being too much. So that is going to go about there, like so. Let me just rub that excess bit off there, like that. And I'm just going to let that dry. Okay, let's bring on in. Let's just put that to the side a minute and let me do the tag while I'm at it. I was just thinking I didn't get any ribbon out. However, I have got some perfect ribbon. I got a package from Amber the other day. We did an Easter swap and there was this gorgeous material on the outside. So that is going to be, look at that, it's beautiful. That is going to be my bow for my tag. Perfect. Let's get that in. How perfect is that material? Yeah, love that. Okay, so what we are going to have, I've got all these little bits I'm going to pop on because the tag is going to fit in there, and then if I need to send it by the post I can just tuck that under there like so. Beautiful. So I'm going to have the Hello Spring just poking out at the top of the tag. Have it at an angle because that's how I want it. Just seeing how much of that tag. I'm not actually going to write on the tag because I'll write inside the card, because then the person that's getting it can always use the tag again. So we'll pop that on there. I want that one there. Yep. I can actually use that for that. That one to go on there like so. Let's go around the edges of this bit. That is going to go there. Got some little carrots. That's going to go actually on the card. Just get that. There's a tiny bit in the corner there. There we go. Watering can, love that. I don't think I can get much more. I might just get that on there. Just get that on the side like that. Yeah. Okay. Now those pieces I was going to use for another little tag, which is what I cut those out for, but I'm not going to use those, and I'm not going to use the bow because I've already put that one on there. So I'm thinking, just to match, I've got that gorgeous this. I'm going to have a bit of this down the edge. That will match. Up there. Chop that tiny piece off there. I need to do this because I need to get this in the post. There we go. And that can go there. So it just ties in. Right, I did have just a little hello spring, and just for you. Let me just grab. I did have. Oh, where's my little just for you gone? Oh, do you know what? That matches. I like that. Special wishes, which is just the same. Let me just get rid of those little. I think this was a hunky dory little from a set that I didn't use. They end up giving you too much. Sometimes they have those little poppers on. Just thinking, where am I going to put that? I don't want to put it. We have it there, not quite stuck onto the tag right the way across. There. Like so. Love that material. There we are. Special wishes. So yeah, I don't need those pieces. They can go in a bit box. So just thought I'd jump on and make that. I can get that in the post now, and hope you enjoyed. It's just a few little bits that I'd cut out ready to make. Not sure what's in the other ones. I think I'll have a look before we go for the next one. Hope you enjoyed that little spring card. Take care, everyone, and see you soon. Bye bye.